What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Backliners podcast. It's Aggro and Barracuda, as per usual.
Hello.
Hey there, Barry. Check. Hey, our audio's
Audio
working
check?
today. Yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
good. We've got
Nice.
audio
Perfect.
working for once. That is why, we are a little late because I was just quadruple checking that the audio is going to be right, which is not the case at all. To be completely frank with all of you, even though only some of you are named Frank, we were trying to figure out the exact bracket for...
And we're still not sure.
...the Masters tournament. Now, speak for yourself, Barry, because I'm got this thing basically dialed in here, okay?
You got it. Uh-huh.
I'm about to go off. Here we go. The most important thing to remember about Smite Masters is that you will look really cool if you watch it through Oakley sunglasses, okay? That's the number one thing that you've got to keep in mind, because we've got our brand new sponsor, Oakley. You get to express your style and build a look that's made for you. And they've got not just sunglasses, but some blue light glasses and all that kind of stuff, which are great for gaming. But if you golf, train, disc golf, whatever it is, or just want to look like one of your favorite athletes like Mbappe, then you need to get yourself a pair of Oakleys today. They're suited for everyday eyewear with frames and lenses allowing for an extension of self, an expression of your personality. There is much more than meets the eye, and it's all about look good, play good. And here's the thing about how if you're rooting for your favorite team and you aren't looking good, they aren't going to play good. And it will ultimately be your fault that your favorite players don't succeed. And that's something that you should internalize and do whatever it takes to avoid. There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, is what I'm saying. So that's why Oakley is the right idea to go with here. They even offer prism lens technology. What the hell is that, you ask? That says mandatory before it says that, so I have to swear on every episode. That's not an option for me. It's a proprietary technology to Oakley and available for everyday settings as well. If you want to know more, and I know you do, head on over to oakley.com and do your own research on that. And while you're there, get yourself a pair of everyday glasses that'll be sure to change your look for the better. When you wear Oakley, there really is more than meets the eye. Don't trust me. Try it for yourself. I've worn a lot of sunglasses brands in my life, and I can assure you Oakley is not only the best looking, but the best quality out there. Head on over to oakley.com for more information today. Okay. We've got it locked down. So the way the seeding works for the Path to Masters qualifier, the Path to Masters playoffs is what it's officially called in the article here, is... we look at the finish in the divisions, and then you take, so the top two teams, the Highland Ravens and the Oni Warriors, they don't have to play at all. You guys don't have to play at all, Barry.
Not for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, not until June 15th. You got a ways to go until then. I guess before we get into this tournament, I was going to ask, but this seems like a reasonable spot to ask it. How big of an advantage do you think getting to watch this whole event is going to be?
Pretty big. I would assume that teams have been working on at least slightly different strategies than they were utilizing before, but I mean, I know there's going to be a patch coming out before Masters, so kind of beneficial, kind of not beneficial, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll certainly be shaking things up a little bit.
I mean, I'm just more excited to just like put my feet up and watch than like learn anything. I would say I've always just enjoyed watching Smite tournaments, especially because I think all these matches are best of fives, and we haven't seen any best of fives this year outside of Worlds.
Yep.
Actually, wait, no, maybe we did for the the play-in tournament at the very beginning.
We did, yeah, at the play-in tournament.
But it's a different time now, so those don't really count. So we're going to see how teams have adjusted, because I think this is a pretty important tournament for a lot of teams' mentals. I think I would say Dragons probably. Dragons and Leviathans, I think, have the most to prove here. I don't expect Glads to do much. Maybe they go off, but I think the Order division will be playing a lot better than Chaos.
Yeah, I mean, the Order division has certainly looked very competitive, with you guys winning it and then 3 5-5 teams beneath you. So it'll be very interesting. That's a good like story thread to follow is which division ends up being the stronger one. I think will be fun. Will be a fun new thread that we haven't ever followed before. You know, reminiscent of regions, but obviously not nearly as intense of differences. But
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I am cheering more often for the people in the Order division.
Interesting.
Hey, I don't know why. It's just more fun.
Did you scrim teams more? Like, did the division setup influence your scrim part? Like, who you were scrimming with at all? I imagine just because you were playing division teams more often, it kind of did.
Yes and no. It was kind of just the same as normal SPL, where you're not scrimming any team that you're playing that weekend, the week up to it, but outside of that, like, you're still gonna scrim. Like, if we play Kings like the next Friday, we're still gonna scrim them like the Wednesday or Thursday of the week before, or like 2 weeks before.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, obviously, it just eliminates those teams from scrimming more often, but it's not like a big decision of, oh, we can't ever scrim Hounds because we're gonna play them twice.
Sure. But you're still an Order division fanboy, is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Go.
Yeah, I'm a big Coast fan. I want that guy to pop off.
And he very well might at this tournament. So, as we were saying before, the way the seeding is determined, so the top two teams in each division, or the top team in each division, the Ravens in Order, the Warriors in Chaos, they don't have to play in this event at all. They are waiting at the actual Smite Masters event, which starts on June 15th. On Thursday, June 1st, so that's this week, this Thursday, the path to Masters begins. And that is with SPL teams that did not auto-qualify. So the seeds are
losers.
Effectively, no, that's the appropriate response. The seeds are effectively 3 through 8 because 1 and 2 have already qualified to Masters. And the way these seeds are determined is you take the number 2 seeds in each division. So in this case, it was the Kings and the Leviathans, and you look at their head-to-head. Yeah. Head-to-head record against one another. Not their plus-minus, not their overall record, but how they played against one another. Which does mean that your out-of-division matches carry more weight this way. And I don't know if it was framed that way on the broadcasts at all, but now that I am reading this article and understanding this format, it
now
seems
that I have also understood that, by the way.
Right.
I did not know.
Now that we have done a very baseline amount of looking into this, it seems kind of weird, but I kind of like it. Like, you know, obviously overall record, it would be an easy way to do it, and not a bad way by any means, but it does make those out of, like, it means your games against random teams throughout the phase have a little bit of extra weight, and that's cool. I like that. And now, Barry, you're going to be sweating whenever you're playing Chaos Division teams next phase, if this is also a thing for fall playoffs, which I imagine it would be.
Yeah, hopefully we keep the same divisions.
Yeah, I wonder, have they, I assume that you would keep the same divisions, right?
Well, I mean, if I didn't know how this tournament's working, I surely do not know when we're going to redraft divisions after.
That is fair. Yeah, that is absolutely fair. Okay, so here are your seeds, because we did, again, a very baseline amount of research in order to bring this to you. The Kings are the 3 seed. They defeated the Leviathans in their head-to-head as a number 2 seed. So it's Kings 3, Leviathans 4. Then it's Dragons and Styx Ferrymen. Styx Ferrymen won that head-to-head. So the Styx Ferrymen are your 5th seed. The Dragons are the 6th seed. And then Hounds and Glads. Hounds won that head-to-head. So it is Hounds 7, Glads 8. That is
Order Supremacy.
Order Supremacy. They won all of their head-to-heads up against the Chaos Division, except for the number 1 seeds. But you knew that, Barry, and you knew it didn't matter.
That's why we didn't go for it.
Well, yeah, you didn't want to. You know, just
yeah, of course.
It would be embarrassing for the Chaos Division if you swept them.
Exactly.
Very kind of you to think that way.
Thank you.
So on Thursday, you've got SPL 6 versus SPL 7 to kick it off, and that would mean it is the Dragons versus the Hounds. Coast getting a chance to pop off early. I saw Mike's title was that Dardez is in NA. He is here for this event. How what is your prediction on how that match will go? I think that's how we should do this event. Let's just actually predict it.
Yeah, sure. I feel like Hounds have the upper hand against Dragons. I also feel like Dragons have the upper hand against Dragons right now.
How do you mean by that?
I feel like they're just not meshing yet, unfortunately. I feel like a lot of their plays seem like they're on different pages, not working cohesively as a team. And in a lot of situations, unless Mike is like making a ton of room and then their backline is free casting, I think Nika is playing really well. I think Lass is playing decently. I feel like Lass is having a bit of a hard time meshing so far with their playstyle. I feel like it kind of got worse as the split went on. I'm not sure if they got, not like frustrated, but frustrated like their standings or frustrated at the game state that they were given. But it just seemed that they got worse, I think, as it went on. And I think Hounds have kind of been really hit or miss. Not hit or miss, like they're playing like really poorly. But I do think there's different versions of Hounds that are showing up. But I think it is way more hit than miss lately.
Sure.
And I think that Coast and Benny have been playing really well together in the back line. I think Oath kind of like silenced a lot of the haters, including myself, of him just not having like great performances when it counts. I think this whole year he's had good performances, which is really good for his mental. Yeah, I think it will be Hounds like at least 3-1, maybe 3-0.
Wow. All right. I'm actually writing these down so that we have them on paper.
Sure.
I'll give you Hounds 3-1, maybe 3-0 in parentheses here for you. I don't disagree with anything you've said. And the Hounds have played well in their LAN opportunities, but it's typically been against lower tier competition. It's been performing well at things like SPL qualifiers and SEC tournaments for a lot of these guys. And they can only play the teams that are put in front of them, right? It's not super fair to hold that against them. But I also think that there is something to playing against someone with significantly more LAN experience than you. If everyone's coming in at an equal level of LAN experience, or relatively low, all things considered, that's one thing. Few players have more LAN experience than a guy like Mike. Coast has plenty of LAN experience, and Neon Kerm in chat said that he thinks that Coast and Quig will be in NA. Which would obviously be huge. That is not confirmed, but that's the rumor.
I don't know why I said that to you.
No, I mean, I don't know.
But
Neon's a trustworthy enough guy, and I'm assuming that he wouldn't say that unless he heard it somewhere. So here's hoping that that's the case. This is my last. This is me going out on the Dragon's limb for the final time. If I get burnt here, it's the last straw for me, and we're going to the old Oni Warriors doomer that we were last year. For me, I'm gonna go Dragons 3-1, and I've never felt less confident.
Wow.
In a prediction, never. This is the This is me sending my hopes and dreams on the ship, pushing it out to sea, and seeing if it sinks. But I don't know, like, surely they are going to step up. And it's not even about Dardes being here or anything like that. It's just like, this group has to work eventually, or they won't work at all. And I don't see a reason why.
That is how it works.
Right. Sure. Why can't it be right now that they start to work? You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. What a terrible thing to hang my hat on here. But that's what I'm going with. I don't know. My head. Let me put it this way. My head says Hounds.
Oh.
My gut says Dragons. But I think my gut's been wrong too often.
What if they get reverse swept again? Like you're done then, right? Like
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, I feel like the squad should be so much better than they are. They're just not. Like they just haven't meshed yet, and I don't think the 2 weeks between the spring split ending and the path to Masters, I don't think that they're going to magically start playing better together unless it is truly just a Dardes ping diff and we're all just fools for not believing in them. But I mean, I feel like their drafts aren't great. I feel like their cohesiveness isn't great. I feel like Mike on the healers hasn't looked great either. They're just trying a lot of different things that, in my opinion, don't really fit their identity. It's kind of like they're just kind of trying to match the meta instead of playing their own stuff. I think if they start playing their own stuff and kind of like force Stardust on his characters, put last on like specific picks in jungle, I feel like they can beat Hounds, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that. Neon in chat, by the way, says that he's wrong. Coast is hoping to be an NA after playoffs, so hopefully that will be soon after at the latest there for Coast. The second big matchup on Thursday is going to be me versus my lunch decision. And if only I had factor meals in my house to make that decision. Far, far easier. Look, during the prime spring season, you need wholesome, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, more active days and to keep you on track for reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. I tried to make lunch the other day, and I went downstairs, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to order any food. I'm not going to just eat chips and salsa for lunch, which is a classic for me. I'm a big chips and salsa for lunch kind of guy. And it's mostly because I'm very lazy. And I looked around, and I was like, yeah, I'm not making anything. And then I had chips and salsa for lunch. I really could have used one of Factor's dozens of options for lunch right there. Maybe something calorie conscious I could have gone for, trying to watch my figure before the summer. They have delicious dietitian approved calorie smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. If I needed an extra boost of energy to support my wellness goals this spring, I could have tried Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. And if I was looking for vegan, keto, calorie smart, Protein Plus, a variety of other things, they've got a bunch of meals prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians. And they have all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long while meeting your goals. Over 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options. So there's always something new to try. So if any of that sounds good to you, and I know it does, and here's the kicker, you don't have to clean up afterwards. There's no dishes or anything like that. Until they invent auto-cleaning dishes, you might as well get Factor. That's basically the pitch here. Head to factormeals.com/backliners50 and use code backliners50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code backliners50 at factormeals.com/backliners50 to get 50% off your first box. Big shout out.
That ad got me hungry.
To Factor. I know, I'm actually hungry too.
Oh my goodness. I'm starving.
Okay, second matchup is SPL5 versus SPL8. That is a Styx Ferryman up against the Gilded Gladiators. Give me your predictions here, Barry. What do you got?
Yeah, I think as the phase went on, I think Ferry got better and better. I still don't think they're at their critical mass yet, but I do think that they are meshing very well together. And Glads, I think, have looked like by far the weakest team. Maybe Dragon's kind of nudging with them a little bit, but I do think Glad's kind of have a little bit of a spacer between them and Dragons. So I think this will be a very easy, quick 3-0 by Ferry.
Yeah, I've got the Ferryman 3-0 as well. This was a team that I expected to win the kickoff tournament. I have been very high on this team. I will continue to stay very high on this team until they force me to choose otherwise. They've made me think about that a couple times during this year. But you put, dude, I don't know, man. You just put an Aurora-led team in a playoff environment, they perform. They do not lose games to themselves very often. I can think of one set where I felt like an Aurora team underperformed at Worlds, which, maybe his teams have underperformed historically in, spring events, and I just don't have the brain space to remember all of those. But Season 6 Worlds on Splice, I thought was the only Worlds where an Aurora team did less than I expected. And I don't even think that, they lost to SK, who went on to win Worlds that year.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm just an Aurora truther. And yeah, Ferryman 3-0. Glads still have some stuff to prove, but they are getting there. I could see 3-1, but I'm sticking 3-0. Is my expectation.
Funnily enough, if they were against Kings, I would be betting on Glads.
I mean, Kings have looked pretty rough as of
There
late.
is something about Bobby just
Yep.
goes off when he plays against Kings.
Yep. That is how it be sometimes. So then we've got the Kings up against the winner of match 1.
Hounds.
Which would be that would be Hounds for you, Dragons for me.
Because you went Dragons.
So you've got Kings versus Hounds. How are you feeling about that matchup?
I feel like Kings will be playing better than they played most recently against Hounds. I want to say Hounds 2-0'd them recently. I don't know if
That does kind of sound right to me.
Yeah, Hounds 2-0'd
Yes.
them on May 20th. But I feel like Kings will be playing better on game day. Honestly, I might be trolling here. I'm going Hounds 3-2.
Wow. You are such a Coast fanboy.
I am. You can't stop me from being a Coast fan. You can't stop me.
Nothing I can do, huh? Yeah, I mean, the Kings have looked really unimpressive recently.
Yeah,
okay,
very hit or miss for them.
Let's be very clear about how unimpressive they have looked. But surely they don't just absolutely run it at this event. There's money on the line. Twig's had some days. Harry's had some days. The only one
Harry's
I feel like
had a day like every day.
Yeah, I feel like the only one who has not had days is Big Man. Like Big Man is like their backline.
Reliable.
Like Big Man and Yark, pristine. Frontline remains to be seen.
A little crazy.
Wow, you've got the Hounds beating the Kings. See, I've got the Kings winning this set, but I don't know why. After all the things I just said, but again, this is a gut one that I'm listening to again. I'm just going gut here. I'm going Kings 3-1
against Dragons.
Against Dragons.
3-1.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1. Yeah, that is, and those are going to be 4 ugly games for the record. Those are whoever's on the cast for that set. Bring water. It's going to be long and it's going to be messy. That's my guess. But I'm maybe never felt less confident in my predictions for an event as I do with this one, which is fun in a way. All right, then it's the Leviathans up against the winner of match 2. We both have that as the Ferrymen.
That's a spicy set, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Leviathans have looked pretty lackluster.
Agreed.
Just kind of the entire phase. I don't think Shinto arriving has done much for them, if I remember correctly, and I think their most recent set, the Jade Leviathan set, I'm pretty sure that was like a really bad set from both teams.
Yep.
I think, if I remember correctly.
I agree.
And I think Leviathan's their strongest point is macro, and I don't think macro is that important right now in this meta. And I do think Fairy have picked up the pace of their game a little bit. But I do think Steve has been playing really well lately. I think it's kind of their front line not meshing yet, in my opinion. I don't think Leviathan's front line is playing necessarily bad, but I don't think that they're meshing together yet. I have more confidence in Ferryman for this set than I do have for Leviathans. And I want to say 3-1 or 3-2 Fairy. Because I do think Leviathans on game day will show up, but I'm not confident enough in them showing up enough to win the whole set.
Yeah, okay, so you're on 3-1 Ferryman?
Yeah, 3-1, 3-2 Fairy. I'm not sure which one, but I think Fairy are going to win the set overall.
Yeah, I definitely have Ferryman winning this set. And looking through the season results for the Leviathans does not paint me with a very confident picture for them, because they won 3 sets this phase. 2 of those were against the Gilded Gladiators. Those were their only 2-0 victories. And their only other win was against the J Dragons 2-1 at the beginning of May. And then they lost to the Dragons 2-1 to end the phase. When your wins are only against the Gladiators and then splitting with the Dragons, that does not bode well based on how the Dragons have played and based on how a lot of other teams have played too, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of teams have looked really, really vulnerable and made a lot of mistakes, and the Leviathans have been unable to capitalize on. Now, it is also worth noting that they did take a game off the Warriors, which not a lot of teams managed to do. So they deserve some credit in that sense. But I don't know. I mean, it has not been a strong phase for the Leviathans. They actually took a game off the Warriors, both of their sets. I knew that they had played twice because they're in the same division. So they lost to the Warriors 2-1. A lot of 3-game sets for the Leviathans. That makes me think that they aren't going to get swept in this series. But I do think they're going to lose 3-1.
We agree.
We agree. So if we're wrong, we're both wrong on that one. And I'm happy with that. All right. So then it is a double elimination bracket. So we go to the loser of match 2, which you and I both have as the Gladiators, up against the loser of match 3, which you and I would differ on. You have Kings. I have the Dragons. So it would be Glads.
Oh, it's Kings Glads?
Dude, that could be... That's the spicy one.
That's actually spicy for me.
All right, so for you... If it's Glad's Kings, are you going to actually do it? Are you going to have the Kings getting 0-2'd in this set? Like in this event?
No, I don't think I will. I'll go 3-2 Kings.
Okay. 3-2.
I mean, Bobby plays different against the Kings.
Yeah, that is true.
It depends on Twig and Kierme, I think, in this set.
Yes, I would agree with that. The jungle matchup is going to be big in that one.
I think Kings is basically whole tournament depends on Twig. I think Twig has been really, I don't want to say inconsistent, but he's had a lot of crazy games lately. And when your jungler is having a crazy game, it kind of makes it a little difficult to win. Not to say that the rest of them haven't made mistakes, but I think Twig has had a lot of weird games, I'll say.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And jungle is a pretty important role.
Some would say the most important. I would. That has been the best role in the game for Check's watch for how long Smite's been out. That long. Because jungle is OP.
Yep.
Boy, this is a tough one. Glad's Dragons.
Glad's Dragons, yeah.
Yeah, Glad's Dragons. I mean, again, if the Dragons lose that set, all hope is lost. Right? like, can we? Unless they are the gods of the next meta, I guess that's the multi-season structure does favor teams that struggle in a way because it gives them more opportunities to reinvent themselves.
Oh, you mean okay, yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Dragons. I'm gonna go Dragons 3-0. I'm predicting a rough event for my good old pals, the Glads. I hope it isn't the case. Love a lot of the dudes on that team, but I have not been quite convinced that they are able to really put pressure on even the mid-level teams consistently. I will say, if the jungle matchup is heavily in the Glad's favor, and I really think it could be, I'm a huge Lasbra stan. I thought that he was one of the best junglers in the world over the last few years. I think this has been his worst year in a long time. And Kirmi is obviously a beast in the jungle for the Gladiators. If Kirmi absolutely gaps Lasbra, the Glads can win this set. And that doesn't mean out carrying him. It oftentimes for these two teams kind of means something the opposite of that. Where both of these junglers can play a lot of different styles. But I don't think that will happen to the degree that will be required to win the set for the Glads. But if they do win, that's their path to victory. Okay. Then match 6 would be the loser of match 1. That would be, for me... Oh, wait. Is that right?
That's Dragons, right? I think, for me.
Yeah, Dragons for you, Hounds for me. Versus the loser of match 4, which we both have as Leviathans. So, Hounds versus Levi's. Who you got?
Oh, wait, I thought it was Dragons for me.
Oh, yeah, Dragons. Sorry, yeah, Dragons. Dragons, Levi's. Who you got?
Honestly, I'm going Levi's, I think. I go Levi's 3-1. I feel like Levi's would be a little bit more cohesive on game day, hopefully, and I don't think Dragons can miraculously fix their cohesion. Not saying Leviathans can, but I think Leviathans will have a bit more cohesion.
Yeah, and to refresh people on what is at stake here, if you are one of the first, 2 teams out? I think it's the bottom 2 teams, will be placed in the Smite Summer Masters prelims, where they will need to compete against top SEC teams to secure their seats in the Summer Masters quarterfinals. So they aren't over, they aren't done for, but it will be a significant mental blow. I think would be fair to say. So we both have the Glads dropping out, bottom 2. That means that you have the Dragons dropping out immediately. Wow, this tournament's gonna be tough, man. Wait, what was your set score that you said?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I really want to be a Dragons believer. I'm just not right now.
I don't blame you.
They would need a very strong tournament for the path to Masters for me to start being a Dragons believer. Which feels kind of crazy to say, but it's just a lot of cohesion problems, I think, for that team right now. And I think they will be good in time, but I don't think that time is now.
Yeah, that is fair.
Does it?
Does it?
Does it?
Man. Hounds Levi's is a tough matchup here, I think, for me, based on my bracket. Because I don't think either of those teams make me... I don't know how either of those teams are going to play on a given day. And I don't think they do either. I think those two teams have looked really, really inconsistent.
Bro, just say the Hounds.
I think I'm going to say the Hounds. Right?
Wow, nice.
I feel like I kind of have to. The Leviathans.
I mean, you talked about Leviathans earlier about only beating Glads and Dragons, and 2 out of 3 of their wins are against the Glads. Feel like that's pretty important.
It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be pretty important. I'm looking for their head-to-head matchup right now. Here it is. It was a 2-0 for the Hounds. I'm trying to remember these games off the top of my head. Always gonna work really well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was kind of. Oh, I remember this game one. This was the week. The week after this is the week we had Coast on the show. Because game 1 was really weird. They were losing, and then they won like one fight where Oath got into the back line, like insta killed Shinto Zap.
Oh yeah.
And then game 2, Coast kind of went crazy. Oath kind of went crazy. So they got a 2-0. But it wasn't super convincing. I may be talking myself out of picking the Hounds here.
You're trolling.
I don't know, bro. Do you really think that a Rongyu, Zapman, adapting Shinto Fine OK team is going to go 0-2 in 2 best-of-5s? Back-to-back.
Yes.
Touche? Touche?
I do. I do.
I guess that's all there is to it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going Levi's over Hounds 3-2. Again, it's
my bracket's different than yours, so I picked Levi's beating.
It's true. You picked Levi's beating Dragons. I'm not a Hounds hater. I'm really not. I really do have a good amount of faith in that team to perform.
Yeah, what Coast do to you?
Nothing, man. He's a beast. I just have a hard time believing. Again, it's heart versus gut. Head versus like gut. My head's telling me Hounds, my gut's telling me Levi's. And if I've gone with my gut the last 2 times I've needed to make the decision, I got to stick with my gut. And I'm going Levi's. I think it's just a little too early for the Hounds. They're one phase away from me saying they'd win this set comfortably.
Well, I've got them top 2 overall, so you know.
I guess you do. Yeah, I guess you do. And let's get to those. So match 7 is going to be the winner of match 5, which is for you the Kings, for me the Dragons, up against the winner of match 6. So for both of us, the Leviathans. So hold on, let me. So for me, it is. I just said it. My brain is clearly working. Leviathans versus Dragons, and for you, it's Kings versus the Leviathans. Neither of us feeling particularly. Wait a minute. Now my bracket's got the Dragons or the Leviathans winning this game. This doesn't feel right. This feels wrong. I don't feel confident in either of those teams. How did we end up here? Barrow, why did you let me do this?
I'm just letting you swim out on your little dragon's boat, buddy.
I'm gonna need to start swimming pretty soon. What is this? Where have I gone wrong? Okay, well the Dragons aren't gonna lose to the Glads. Man, maybe they do need to lose to Hounds for my bracket to make any sense at all. Because if this were Hounds versus Leviathans, I'd feel like, yeah, this is working for me. Like, this bracket is sounding good. Nope, sticking with it. I mean, I'm already here. I wrote it in pen, you know? Like, I can't go back on it now. It's just so...
Yeah, you really can't go back on it.
Oh my god, look at Hamlet. Hammy! Alright, Hammy. Oh, look at him.
Hi, buddy. You know your name now.
What does Hamlet think? Can I talk to him real quick?
He says your bracket's really bad.
Yeah, I think
you're right. He said you should feel embarrassed.
Hammy, I wrote it in pen though, you know? Like...
He says scratch it out.
That's so much work. No, I've got to stick with what I said it was going to happen. Okay, I have to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to.
He says you're wrong.
I might be wrong. The chances of either of us being right entirely is like basically 0.
Mm-hmm. Well, for one of us.
Well, statistically, I feel like it would be the exact same amount of potential, right? But I'm no mathematician. Okay, so match 5, you have kings, I have dragons, and we both have Levi's here. All right, so for you, kings versus Levi's, who's winning that one?
Kings. But I think it won't be great. I think it'll be 3-2. Or if it's anything other than a 3-2, I think it will be some very messy games.
Yeah, I think that there's a good chance that it's going to be messy. Boy,
what have you done?
What have I done? All right. I'm going Levi's. 3-2.
Oh, yours is dragons.
Okay. Yeah, mine is versus the dragons.
Yeah.
I have no way to defend this whatsoever. I have just found myself in an uncomfortable position, and I'm trying to make the best of it. Okay.
Host, I literally said you guys are finishing top 2. Get out of here.
It's true. It's been crazy that you've missed all of the absolutely crazy gas that you've gotten from Barracuda so far.
We did the whole bracket, and I have you guys top 2.
It's true.
Now Aggro's bracket, this guy.
Listen, I said
you need to talk to this guy, not me.
I said I'm not a Hounds hater, but it just didn't go your way this tournament. It's according to my bracket. I don't know. My bracket's chalked. Okay, it's chalked. I might as well scratch the whole thing out. I'm gonna burn my notebook just so I don't have to look at these.
Maybe you're right.
I'm gonna rub it in your face so bad if I'm right.
Dude, I will take the L on.
I won't be right. By the way, that is not how this is gonna work. So Barra, you've got the final match is the winner of match 3. That's the Hounds for you. For me, that is the Kings. Up against the winner of match 4, which we both have as a stick ferryman. So for you, almost done writing it down. You've got Hounds, Ferryman. Who's winning the whole thing?
Honestly, I know I just said I'm giving Coast top 2, but I have to vote against an Aurora Cyclone team in a tournament. To still go with my fanboy instincts.
Just do it, man. You're in for a penny, in for a pound, you know?
Do I just all in Hounds here?
What's the difference between a penny and a pound, by the way? Is that like is that a massive difference? Like, is it just like a couple more pennies, or is it like in for a penny, in for $10, you know? I know a pound isn't $10, but like...
Yeah, I've never heard that phrase before. So
really? It's one of my favorite... That's a great phrase.
I've never heard that before.
It's like
it's not a Georgia saying.
No, it's like it's a English saying. It's a British saying. Because
like a pound, like a
amount of money. Yeah, if you're it's the gambler's fallacy of like, or no, it's sunk cost fallacy where it's like, well, I'm in for a penny on this bet. I might as well be in for a pound. Is like that's the way it is.
Wait, like
a pound is 100 pennies. Okay, so it's $1. So if you're in for it, it's just if you're in for a penny, you're in for $1.
I thought we were the only country with pennies.
I think, do they call them pennies in England? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if
I'm just waiting for Coast to respond. Maybe other people in chat are also. There it is. Yeah, Timmy gets it. I don't even know what it means, but it's a great quote. Stop me when I'm wrong.
Okay, I think I'm going Ferry here.
They say pence. Ah, interesting. Okay. You're going Ferryman? You're so scared.
I think I'm going Ferry 3-2.
Over the Hounds.
That seems right.
Interesting. So mine is
I'm
Kings
semi-confident in that.
Versus Ferryman. Semi-confident. I have Is this where the Kings return to form? Maybe it is. Maybe the money on the line, the tournament setting, the Masters looming on the horizon is what motivates the Camelot Kings to win. All of a sudden, all of my confidence in the Ferrymen is gone. And now I'm feeling like I've gotten none of my sets correct so far. All right. Let's go. Let's go Kings 3.
Wait, so you have Hounds and Glads going out of the tournament?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. Yep. I do. Let's go Kings 3-2. That's my prediction. So that means, so Barry, your top two in order is Ferrymen and Hounds. And then bottom two is Glads and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
My top two are Kings, Ferrymen, and my bot two are Glads, Hounds.
That's crazy.
Really?
You think Hounds are on the same tier as Glads? That is absolutely wild.
That is exactly what I'm saying. For sure.
That is crazy.
Yep. That is that is obviously what I'm saying. I know. No, that's all, I'm not even taking the bait.
I heard you say that word for word.
Yep. Yep. You heard it here first. The Glads and the Hounds are the same.
Why do you hate Coast so much? I just don't get it.
Well, first of all, let me start with this first thing, and then move on to a bunch of other reasons. I don't know. He pentakilled my boy. How about that? That I've been waiting for my moment.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. That was one of the greatest moments of my life. That was hilarious. It was so funny to watch, and I've held it over Mifflin's head consistently for years. It's given me plenty of ammo against one Caleb Mifflin Sullivan, and for that, I'm actually forever grateful to Coast for that moment.
Well, you better act like it.
Well, I will send him an
I don't know why
message, I suppose.
You.
Yeah, after they lose, according to my bracket. Look, if anything, they should feel confident that that's how my bracket is predicted, because my bracket is trash, and I recognize that immediately. So, if anything, it means that it's less likely to happen. So you're welcome. God, what is going to happen this week? I have no idea. Who knows? I sure don't. But that's why they don't pay me to know what's going to happen anymore. Mm-hmm. Instead, they pay me to tell you about great sunglasses like Oakley. We're super excited to announce our new sponsor, Oakley. Express your style and build a look that's made for you. I've got some frog skins on the way, okay? If you trust me, I'm going to be looking fly when I'm sipping on a nice little beverage, watching my bracket go up in flames. The bright light of my flaming bracket will not hurt my eyes thanks to the great prism lens technology on my frog skin sunglasses.
I'll do a Hamlet delivery for you.
Yes. Oh, that would be big. If your bracket's right,
I'm taking Hamlet to your house.
Yes, that would be the greatest moment of my life. And I'd view it all through the beautiful prism lenses on my frog skin Oakleys. I'll be looking exactly like Lamar Jackson, Deebo Samuel, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, and Mbappe. Those are some of my favorite athletes. They all wear Oakley. They're just like me because I also wear Oakley. There is no difference in athletic skill whatsoever, except for all of the athletic skill that is.
Yeah, they all eat chips and salsa for lunch.
Yeah, you think so? They're probably slamming. Okay, if they're eating like me, then they're slamming the multi-grain Tostito chips alongside some hot salsa. That's what you really just need. That's the thing. No, here's what we do have in common. By we, I mean me, Lamar Jackson, Deebo Samuel, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, and Mbappe. We all love Oakleys, and we all look great in them. And that's where our similarities basically end, and I'm very comfortable with that because prior to that, I had very little in common with those great athletes. And now, we've got our great eyewear. Where was I? Here on this show, we're all about look good, play good. And that's why Oakley is the perfect partner for us. We don't leave our house in the morning without our Oakleys. Barry will be rocking them as he's driving Hammy over to my house to congratulate me on my perfect bracket. Listen up. It's almost summer, which means it's time to upgrade your sunglass game now. Head on over to Oakley.com to get yourself a pair today. Like I said, I'm getting the Frog Skin Prism Sapphire Polarized lenses. And you might be asking yourself, Agro, what the hell is Prism lens technology? It's a proprietary technology to Oakley and available for everyday settings as well. If you want to know more, and I know you do, head on over to Oakley.com and do your own research on that. While you're there, get yourself a pair of everyday glasses that'll be sure to change your look for the better. When you wear Oakley, there really is more than meets the eye. Don't trust me, try it for yourself. I've worn a lot of sunglass brands in my life, and I can assure you Oakley is not only the best looking, but the best quality out there. So head on over to Oakley.com for more information today. Big shout out to Oakley for being the newest sponsor on the show. And a big shout out to all of our patrons. Patreon.com/backliners. If you want to join the community Discord, that's where we get our random question of the week. And that's where I'm going right now to get Hiru's question. What is the worst retail store experience that you've ever experienced, whether it be from your perspective or from another customer's perspective? Worst retail store experience. Go ahead, Barry.
I used to go to Walmart because it was really cheap for peanut butter and cat litter, and that was the only two things I would go there for. And then when I was leaving the store, I heard a woman yelling like expletives at someone else, and I was like, oh,
which ones?
Cool. They were some choice words that she was saying.
Yeah, I'm asking which words.
Yeah, I can't remember, unfortunately. But then as I'm walking to my car, a truck flies by me and chases down a woman in the parking lot.
The same woman?
I think so. I think the woman yelling was the woman chasing the other woman in a large truck.
Oh.
And after that, I decided probably no more Walmart for me. And decided that I don't want to get chased down by an angry person in a Walmart parking lot in a big truck.
No.
So I've stopped going to Walmart unless I'm doing a pickup order because hopefully I'm safe there.
Yeah, that's fair. My worst retail experience. This might come as a surprise to some of you, but I am not the type to like hang around or like chat it up with my with like random people at a store or like employees or anything like that. Like I want to go where I want to go, get what I need to get and leave. I'm not a huge small talk kind of guy. So I don't have that many because I just feel bad because I know that they probably hate working there because I've worked in those scenarios and I hated working there. And so I just want to like keep my head down and leave. Surely I've seen things like what you described though, where something is just going absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, I think me and Destiny. She can't hear me. I'm pretty sure we saw someone get arrested in a Walmart once.
We saw someone get arrested when we were at the airport a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, some guy was like yelling, getting dragged by like, I kid you not, like there was like 10 cops, all for this one dude who was just like yelling at them, and it was like coming from outside. Like I don't know if he was like hanging around outside the airport or whatever. It seemed
crazy.
It seemed like they did not need that many cops in my estimation, but I am not a cop, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But yeah, I don't know, something like that, I suppose. Sorry, Hero, I don't have a great answer to your question, but none come to mind, which is kind of good for me when you think about it. Timmy Two Shots says stolen from Dolson, but could you describe each other and your significant other in an ice cream flavor?
Each other? I'm supposed to describe you?
Yeah, describe me in an ice cream flavor, Barry.
Vanilla.
It's a great flavor. Underappreciated. Goes with everything.
No, I said that as a joke, but
okay.
yeah.
Now that I've showed you how great vanilla can be, you're like, wait, hold on, not that actually. What's a worse flavor?
Let me think. How would I describe you in an ice cream flavor?
How would I describe berry in an ice cream flavor? I had an initial idea, but I'm second guessing how I want to, if that's the direction I want to go with this answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of ice cream flavors.
Okay, I've got one for you. I'm going with this direction. My initial thought. I'm going mint chocolate chip for you, Bera. But there is a special exception here because typically, and this is not
ice cream.
Well, that's what I think too. However, to me, you are not. You're the only good mint chocolate chip I've ever seen. Okay. And here's why I say mint chocolate chip. It's a tried and true classic. It's been around, like, it is one of the premier ice cream flavors. It has staunch defenders that are diehard mint chocolate chip lovers. And it has some haters out there, you know? But we don't have to pay attention to them, even if we are among them in this particular instance. But a little bit of unorthodoxy, you know? But a great charm to it. And that's why it stands the test of time. And that's why I said mint chocolate chip. But in this very clear scenario, I love mint chocolate chip a whole lot. So it's not like real mint chocolate chip, which is bad because mint should only be things that you don't swallow. Gum and toothpaste. That's what mint is good for in no other instances, except for Barracuda as an ice cream flavor. Thank you.
I feel like I would go like a very complicated one for you, like some like chocolate chip cookie dough with like some like a fruit in there. I'm not sure which fruit, and then like brownie pieces too. Because I feel like I just feel like you're very complex, and like each bite would taste a little different. Because I feel like anytime I ask you something, it's going to be intense.
It's true.
Like, so I feel like each bite would have to be intense to stack up with the amount that you care about everything in detail.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
I'm a very basic ice cream, I feel, and you are the opposite ice cream of whatever I am. And I feel like you would, because like I'm more of like the take it or leave it guy, and you're like, I need this paragraph to tell you about what it is that I care about.
It's true.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like you'd be like two ice cream flavors with a lot of things and both combined together.
I like it. I appreciate that description. I think it fits well.
Thank you.
How would I describe my significant other as an ice cream?
I would go cookie dough.
Yeah, cookie dough is definitely a good one. I think that there'd have to be... Joe is like my favorite little frozen treat to get at the frozen custard place near the studio. Andy's. You've been to Andy's, right? Like, that's like the spot to get a treat.
I don't think so.
Bro, do you not see it? Like, as you drive, it's like huge. It's like so in your face when you drive by. Unless you don't take 400 and you're like coming from the other side. You gotta stop there, Barry. It's so good.
Well, I think I have gotten... Yeah, I've had Andy's before. Not from that location, though.
Oh, okay.
But I have back in the day.
Gotcha. That place, I never heard of it before it went up near the studio. And it is unbelievable, frozen custard. And my favorite thing to get there is vanilla custard with caramel and pretzels. I've talked about it on the show many times because it's a perfect treat. And I think that it fits Jo well. You know, she's nice and steady. You know, she's not gonna You know exactly what she's gonna be thinking in a lot of scenarios. At least I do, because I've known her forever. And it's got a little bit of crunch. It's got a little bit of sweetness. It's got a little bit of everything. And it's my favorite thing. So yeah, that's how I describe Joe.
Yeah, I think I might change my answer to chocolate chip cookie dough, which is kind of funny because it's the ice cream I said you
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, listen, if Destiny and I just so happen to be similar ice cream treats, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, it's just my favorite ice cream flavor out of all of them, and I feel like I would always go back for more out of that. And
yep.
Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna let you go on the next question.
That's a smart call by you. Yep, real smart. Day asks, what is the smallest hill you are willing to die on? Which is such a dangerous question to ask me. And Percy immediately responded with a gif of someone using a microscope saying, me finding aggros, which is absolute heat response from Percy. And that's going to get a fire emoji reaction from me. This is too broad of a question for me, unfortunately, Day. I have so many minuscule hills that I'm willing to die on.
Wait, can you describe the question? Because I feel like I don't understand.
Yeah, what's something that is very low stakes, but you feel disproportionately strongly about? Like, you feel super strongly that peanut butter should go on the bread first for, like, the top piece of your peanut butter and jelly or something like that. And you're like, super, I'm obviously going to eat a piece of, or a sandwich of PB&J where the jelly was put on the top piece, but I'm like upset about it secretly. I might not mention it, but like, it's going to really grind my gears.
I don't know if I have any small hills. Yeah, I don't know if I have any small hills to die on, because normally
we can find one for sure here for you.
A hill past a certain size, I feel like I just don't care about enough to die on it. I feel like I do. I like semi-care, but I'm not like willing to die on it, you know? But I guess the question is the smallest hill I'm willing to die on.
Sure. Yes, that is literally the exact question.
Let me see.
Like, how do you feel about the amount of blankets on your bed when you go to sleep? That's like a small hill that I think people are willing to die on.
Well, for me and Destiny, we just split a blanket, so normally there's like 2 blankets on our bed, one for me, one for Destiny. And I feel like sharing a blanket is just the worst experience.
It is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's terrible. I feel like maybe it would be something about like a TV show, but I feel like I care more about TV shows. I would say I think The Office is bad.
Yeah, that's a strong take.
I don't know if that's a small hill, though.
I wouldn't say so, but maybe.
I think mustard is really bad.
Mustard is terrible.
I don't think mustard should go on anything. I don't know if that's a small hill.
I would agree with that. Oh, so can I let you guys in on a secret? Sometimes Meerkat and Sam for Soccer like to call me when they know I'm on the podcast to like make me look at my phone. And I said, I'm just going to start answering at some point. So I'm going to ask Meerkat what the smallest hill he's willing to die on is. Here we go. Oh, hey, Meerkat, you're on the podcast. We're talking about the smallest hills we're willing to die on. Any thoughts on that?
Podcast.
Yeah, you're going live right here. Yep. Yeah, I do the podcast like every week right at this time. Remember, we have this conversation like frequently. Right. Yeah. But anyways,
Sam needs your help, so if you could join Discord, that'd be appreciated.
Well, I can't join Discord, Meerkat, because I'm doing the podcast as previously covered.
Sam, do you want to join his podcast?
No, it's okay, man. If you don't want to go over the smallest hill you're willing to die on.
He says he could if you're down.
I mean, he could, I guess, but no, we're almost at the end. I can be bye. Okay, that did not go the way I wanted it to go in any way. It's just impossible to win that situation, huh? Okay, I'm just trying to think of some small hills that I'm willing to die on. I feel passionately that cereal should go in the bowl before milk. And I will not hear an argument to the contrary. I feel other small hills that I'm willing to die on. I feel passionately that the ending of shows should not determine the overall show quality. And by that I mean everyone can recognize that Game of Thrones ending was not very good. And so many people let then say Game of Thrones wasn't very good. And that is like just inconceivable to me.
That is kind of funny because I won't watch a show if I know the ending was bad.
And that's fine. You're allowed to do that. But if you've been watching a show the whole time and enjoyed so much of it, and then the ending is bad, it might leave a bad taste in your mouth. But I just think it's dumb to have that ruin such a great show. It's about the destination, Barry, it's about the journey, not the destination. I got it wrong. You gotta enjoy those things. It doesn't invalidate it. Mask, I was literally thinking of you when I was saying this. Mask is the king of this take.
Oh no.
He's the king of it. It's Meerkat says it ruined my life. Yeah, I agree, Sam. And it's kind of like ending your disc golf round with a bad drive, which does stink. But then you just gotta take a step back and think, you know what? It isn't defined by the ending. There were a lot of great things along the way.
I actually disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm willing to die on this hill, so we're not. Unlucky for you, I guess. I
feel like the ending of a show is at least like 70% of the show.
No.
Like it needs to have a cohesive ending. Like I don't want to watch a whole movie and the movie be really good, and then the ending is just like what? Like
the
that's
ending
how we're ending?
of any media
if I watch a movie
is more important than anything else. I agree. Even more important than the start, the middle, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't have to ruin the whole thing. I
kind of feel like it does actually.
I think it can't. A great example in chat from Cathara. Does Arrested Development Season 4 being just an abomination make Seasons 1 through 3 bad? No. I can say Season 4 of Arrested Development is maybe violating the Geneva Convention. It was so bad. But Seasons 1 through 3 are still some of the best TV ever made.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a small hill I'm willing to die on.
Maybe it's this one for you, Barry.
Is saying tofu as good a small hill to die on?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. Sure, why not?
I feel like I never would have had tofu if I hadn't gone vegan, and not many people like tofu or talk about tofu, unless you're like vegan. And I will say I feel like tofu is actually really good as long as you cook it and prepare it like you're giving care into it. I feel like tofu is really good and versatile in a lot of different ways.
There you go. Small hill.
But I feel like there's not many people like willing to fight me on that.
No, I don't think anyone reasonable
not many
would.
people have like tried tofu a lot.
Yeah, maybe it's that mint should only be swallowed and not, or should never be swallowed and not, like in foods. Maybe that's one of mine. All right, and Timmy Two Shots wraps us up with best fictional dog.
Ooh. Hold on. Marley.
Oh, for Marley and Me?
Yeah, I cried at the end of that movie.
I mean, who doesn't? That is so... I mean...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Marley's a great answer. Bud from Air Bud, and Air Bud 2, and Air Bud 3, and like all the other Air Buds.
Air Bud 20. Right.
That definitely... I feel like he's got to rank up there. Wishbone, a classic. Can we agree that Clifford, like, through no fault of his own, but Clifford is not doing it for me? You know, like, it's not his fault. He's so big, but like, come on, you know, like, dude, this is so annoying. You're too big. Like,
yeah,
get out of here. You know?
Yeah, mine's just Marley. That's an easy one for me.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Obviously Snoopy And also Snoopy the dog. The first one was the Smite player. That's the joke. Scooby-Doo. No one thinks Scrappy-Doo is the best fictional dog.
Yeah, there's no way. Scrappy was kind of annoying, I think.
Yeah. I think everyone thought
Well,
that.
he was kind of written to be an annoying character, but yeah.
Imagine being like, let's just make another dog, but make him like more annoying. And they're like, okay. And then it works. They're geniuses.
That's true.
They kind of got. They're kind of doing their thing. And Sam says, Doug from Up. Great call. Great movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, you want to talk about a tearjerker? That one will get you. That's all, but it's a great movie. Highly recommend. Yeah, you're a Disney. Remember when you were a Disney movie hater? That was like a thing for you. That was a bit you were doing on the podcast.
Yeah, that was my best bit ever, I think.
That would have been a good small hill for you to die on. The Disney movies all suck. That would have been. You could have brought it back in that exact moment.
True.
Yeah, that is.
I like them, so.
But yeah, Up is really good, and you should watch it because you don't hate all Disney movies. Garfield mask. Oh, no. That's good stuff. Yeah, Zaboomafoo, really great fictional dog. That's a lemur from an old Disney show. We should go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy the Path of Masters. We'll be back next week, and I'll tell you all about how Barry brought Hammy over to my house because my bracket was correct or something like that. Until then, we'll see you next time. Barra, you know what to do.
Bye. Wow, I really wound that one up.
Yeah, I mean, you were geared up, but it was still, you kept it in check, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was coming so much sooner, and it wasn't.
Well,
it just kept building.
That's how it be sometimes, you know? They don't think it be like it is, but it do.